I've got a 2002 K1200RS that I bought about a week ago. And first of all, I love this thing. Prior to getting this, I had a 22 Hayabusa. Loved it too, but I was looking for something that was more of a cruiser so that I can take my girl on a ride. So it came with a backrest and, you got these panniers. I've detailed it a little bit, not too extensively because I'm not an expert in that. But one of the things that I've always done to bikes that I've had that were older is I've always tried to upgrade the halogen to LED lights. So I've already gone through and replaced the low beam, which is somewhere back in here. Now I got to replace a high beam. Now for this model of bike, I don't know which years. One of the documents said that there was two H7 sized or type bulbs. In reality, the low beam is an H7. The high beam is an H3. So I went ahead and ordered it online, and I'm going to step through on how to replace that. So to get to it, you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 bulbs. I think these are T25. I'm not certain. I'm going to have to replace these anyway because they look all ragged. I'm going to go ahead and take these off. Since I only have one hand, I'm going to pause this, and we're taking off the screws. Bolts, I'm sorry. Here's the thing. You got set it aside somewhere where it's not going to get jacked up, because ultimately it is a bullshit. All right, this I already took it off. I'll tell you what it is. So down in here on this wall back here, there was a piece of metal, kind of like a coat hanger, thin coat hanger, metal wire. Not coat hanger, just a metal hanger, clothes hanger, and that was keeping that cover that I just showed you on here. So you just pull it down. It's a little piece of metal. In fact, you might be able to see it right here. Let me see. Yeah, you see that little piece of metal right here, a little gray wire? That was up, and when I pulled it down, it unlatched and allowed me to pull that cover out. That cover is what covers the lights from the back, so in case there's any water splash, etc., okay? All right, here I got a little light. Okay, ignore this. Ignore this, okay? You're gonna see, hopefully you can see it from here. Let me see. It's kind of tough to see. I'm gonna kind of get it in here. Stand by. All right, right in the middle of the screen, you see that little plastic, you see this metal copper ground, and then just to the right of it, you see this, I don't know, popsicle stick shaped black plastic. Okay, what you're gonna do is you're gonna reach for that plastic, and you're just gonna pull it straight out, straight back. That's all you're gonna do. I'll show you. Okay, so before I pulled it straight out, that little metal ground, it's kind of like, it latches onto this. So you just gotta push it down, pull it off of it. Kind of like, I don't know, like an old suitcase. You know, the latch. Anyway, so this is it. Now this disconnects, it's not hardwired. I'm gonna go ahead and disconnect it. So here it is. It's an interesting contraption. Now I did find a video out there that suggested, using a screwdriver to push this black thing in. Push this black thing in, and it would separate this black plastic from this metal piece. And you just pull it apart. I'm gonna try to do that. All right, so it worked. I ended up using the tip of this, okay, to push right here where my thumb is, and to push this side. And at the same time, I tried to separate it, and that's how one side gets detached, the other side gets attached, and then you can do this. Pull it apart. Like. Now I'm going to try to make sure everything's oriented. I'm going to pull this out. So this is what I bought. H3, bought it off of Amazon.com. Okay. Okay, came with two. And I just have to deal with one. I don't know how I'm gonna do this, but let's see what's gonna happen. I'm kind of looking at the size here. Kind of looking back here. Okay, so you'll notice that, let me put a background like this. You notice that there's this round half moon shape cutout. Okay, on the other side, it's more of a rectangle or square cutout. Watch, you see that? Okay, that's significant because you're gonna have to make sure that when you pull this light bulb out, that you put the new one back in. You see there's a half circle, and then over here's the square. Okay. And to get this out, I have to see if I can just push this back, or if I have to fold these 1, 2, 3, 4 pieces of metal back. Okay, didn't have to fold anything, it pushed back. Very simple. Wow, just a little click. Yada yada. All right, in my case, it's flat, it fits, but that rectangle little tab there and this semicircle one are not locking it in. So that suggests to me I have to adjust each of those, push them in a little tighter. Okay, I was able to get it in there and it clicked. I use the same tool to kind of just bend these a little bit to make it so it's a little tight. So, looks like it's good. Next, I'm gonna go ahead and reroute this positive cable into this hole and orient it to clip back in. You'll see that there's a little thingy right there. All right, I was able to snug it in. It's gonna be a nice snug fit, okay? And then we'll just kind of slowly wiggle it. Oh, I see this is not aligned. I need to, there we go. There we go. Come on, baby. Oh, baby, get in there. Okay, it's going little by little. Keep going. All right, I got it back. I was making a mistake, and you see this little cut in the metal sheet? Well, I was supposed to line it up with this plastic little thing popping out. I had it the opposite way, that's why I wasn't going in. But as soon as I did, to get it in, I pressed those same 2 tabs that we used to get them off. And let's see, is it still on? Yeah, it's on. And press them and started pushing it in. We're done. Now it's a matter of putting it back and hoping that everything's gonna work. All right, we're gonna be plugging this back in, straight in. And then after that, we're gonna take that little metal copper ribbon. It's pretty stiff, and you're gonna push it back up. That's what's gonna hold it in. And it's also going to provide the ground at the same time because this only has 1 wire, as you can see. All right, so I put it in, okay? Now it's just a matter of, let's see. No, it's just a matter of turning it on. All right. Here's the low beam. Here's the high beam. Now that baby's gonna, there's a lot of light when you're on the road riding at night. So that's pretty much it. Now I'm gonna go ahead and of course put this back, okay? And put that latch back on. I can show you how to do that. It's not that hard. I mean, this only goes one way. You know, you can't confuse how it is. It goes like this though. Nope, that's the top. It even says right there, top. Okay, so I'm not gonna mess around on here doing that. There is a little gasket in here. Just want to make sure that you know it's there. That's about it. Thanks.